So this morning, we're just going to tune in to us. So just start kneeling there and closing your eyes and just really tune in to your body. Notice how you're feeling, just getting up and coming into the new day. Whether you're feeling a bit tense, any tension anywhere? What are you feeling physically? Or maybe you're feeling full of zing and ready to get on with the day. But just notice. Hey, what are you thinking right now? Notice that too, just coming back into you. And notice your breath as you're breathing in and out. And start to slow everything down. And notice your body as you're breathing in and out, which part of your body rises and falls as you're breathing in and out. And then as you breathe in, blow your belly up. And as you breathe out, let it fall back towards your spine. And then again, breathing in, blowing out your belly and letting it fall back towards your spine. And then one more time, breathing in and out. And then noticing any tension that you've got in your shoulders. Maybe breathing in, bringing your shoulders up to your ears. And as you breathe out, let go with a sigh and just release everything. And again, breathing in and bringing your shoulders up to your ears and breathe out. And one more time. Squeeze and release. And now let's just do a quick scan through the body. So noticing your head and neck, shoulders, your arms, your forearms and hands. Noticing your chest and stomach, your upper back and lower back. Noticing your hips, thighs, your knees. Noticing your calves and shins and your feet. And was there any tension that you noticed anywhere? Just tuning in. How comfortable are you feeling right now? And now opening your eyes, and we're just going to start, bring your arms wide enough, breathing in. Really feel that breath in as you come down at your heart space. One more time. Wide breathing in and up and down at your heart space. And then one more. Round, up, stretching right up and down at your heart space. Now we just take the right arm up and over. I'm going to come back a bit here so you can see more of me. Up and over, stretching that right hand side. Really feeling it, opening up the ribs and side of the chest, lungs, spleen, meridian. And breathing out and coming back to center, and then right arm up and over. Really breathing into that left hand side. Feel really nice, opening everything up, breathing in. And as you breathe out, back to center. And we're going to come and stand up and just do a bit of movement. So starting at the front of the mat. And then feet hip width apart and create that large surface area with your feet, really grounding into the mat. I'm going to actually take the socks off. And really feel that connection. You know, if you pick your toes up and lay them down one at a time, sucking them into the mat. Really feeling the base of your feet connected. And if you've got a high arch, it can be a bit tricky in that high arch bit, but the rest of your foot, as much as you can, just connect it to the mat, which is connected to the earth. So really intent and feel that connection to that earth below, that beautiful yin energy. And then engage your calves, engage your thighs, engage your glutes, so everything's nice and strong. And those tree roots at the base of your feet into the earth, connected to those tree trunks of the legs. And maybe just move back and forward, side to side, whatever feels right, but just feel the strength of everything engaged, how different it feels. Really tuning into that, your power, your energetic power. And then coming back to center, and then engage your core, really strengthen across that belly. Bringing your shoulders up and rolling them back and opening up the chest. And arms engaged, but just not locked out. Okay, feeling all that strength that we have when we engage it and intend it. And from here, just bringing the arms straight up. Really breathe it in and then down at your heart space. And then from here, we're just going to breathe out. As we breathe out, we're getting into forward fold. So really one vertebra at a time, rolling down, really feeling the vertebra opening up. And just hang. Feel the strength in the legs. Feel the upper body. Maybe you want to move the upper body with your legs nice and still, if that feels right for you. Get to know the muscles and the strength. And then just hang. So breathing in, we're just going to come up halfway. Nice straight spine. And as you breathe out, just flop back down and see if you've got a bit more bend. And again, breathing in, coming up halfway. So just hands not on the knees, either below them or above them. And then back down we go, breathing in. And then as you breathe in this time, we're going to unroll one vertebra at a time and standing up. Breathing it out, up and down at your heart space. And then again, we're going to head down. And then as we come up, breathe in and breathing out, coming up, but really one vertebra at a time, really pushing that back out. So in between the shoulder blades, feeling that push. The back of the neck, bringing your arms wide and down at your feet. And again, arms wide and up, down at your heart space, and then down we go. Nice and slowly, really opening up the spine. Breathing in, coming up halfway, breathing out all the way down. And again, breathing in halfway and out all the way down. And just notice if you've got more of a stretch. And just breathe into that. And then from here, taking your hands either side of your feet, and as you breathe out, right leg heads back down the mat. And we're going into runner's lunge. So bending the right knee, we've got the left knee here directly over the ankle. And feeling that nice hip flexor stretch on the right-hand side. Now breathing in, if you want something a little bit stronger, breathing in, and as you breathe out, just your torso comes up and hands on your left knee. And if you're starting to wobble, just push the bits on the mat into the mat. So the front foot and the back shin and foot, really grounding down and really feeling that connection to the earth. And then a little bit stronger again, breathing in, arms up, palms facing one another. And breathe in, palms together. As you breathe out, down at your heart space. Breathing in, hands either side of the front foot, tuck the back toe. And as you breathe out, we're heading into plank. So notice that strength of the core, really holding that in. And you want your bottom down. Now, if this is a little bit too strong, you can just drop to your knees. It's the same therapeutic effect. You just go and listen to what your body needs this morning. And then from here, we're actually going to go from here, pushing up to up dog. No, make it down dog. And then just walk your feet out. So you're stretching your calves. First down dog for the morning. Nice and slowly, really feeling that stretch in your calves and Achilles. And then holding the pose. So you've got a nice straight spine. Maybe bend your knees so you're getting the weight in your legs. And then if you can keep the weight in your legs and straighten your legs, try that. But if you can't, just keep your legs bent so you can hold the pose that little bit longer. And then from here, breathe in. And as you breathe out, we're going back into plank. And then from plank, back to up dog, breathing out. Then plank. And again, back to up dog, breathing out. And then this time into plank. And as we breathe out, we're going to come forward on our toes, opening up the chest. And up dog. And really feel that chest opening up. From here, just if you can push your feet into the mat and take your knees off, and if you can't, just drop your knees back. So you're engaging your glutes here as well. And then if you just look to the left and keep breathing, if it gets too strong and your breath is a bit stifled, just come back to your knees and then head back to center and then over to the right. Breathing and opening up that chest. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, back to center. And then from here, knees to the mat, tuck the toes, and back we go into down dog. From here, breathing in and back into plank, breathing out. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, back into down dog. Breathing in as you breathe out into plank. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, we're going into up dog. Opening up that chest again. Breathing in, tucking your toes, and as you breathe out, back into down dog. And then from here, just bring your knees to the mat, nice and wide, toes touching, pushing your bottom back onto your heels and head to the floor. You can keep your arms extended in extended child's pose, but it should feel really nice. Push your palms into the mat. Feel the strength of your arms and your armpits, all the way down your spine. Feel that bend in your hips, maybe feeling it at the top of your thighs. And then just relax your arms. Let them take the weight all onto the mat. And really feel into that heaviness of the body. And breathe into that. And then from here, we're just going to take the left arm to the edge of the mat and then walk the right hand on top and head to the floor. So we're getting a nice stretch down the right-hand side. But we still get our knees nice and wide and getting that bit of a stretch in the hips. Opening the lungs and the rib cage, getting that energy flowing. And then from here, we'll walk the hands back into the center and then over to the right side, walking the left hand on top, getting that stretch this time down the left-hand side. And really breathe into that. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, just walking the hands back to center. Now a couple of breaths here. Breathing in, and then as you breathe out, just walking your hands back and starting to unroll one vertebra at a time up to seated positions. Beautiful. So from here, we're just going to come into frog pose. The frog pose is a bit of a tricky one, so I'm going to do it slightly angled so you can see. Everything has to be 90 degrees in this pose. So you want your foot 90 degrees to your calf and shin, and then that 90 degrees to your thigh, and then your body 90 degrees to that. And then you're heading down onto your elbows. And we're stretching in between it is the inner leg is getting the stretch. So the more stretch you want, the further apart the knees are. So have a look at everything 90 degrees. And what often happens is you end up with your bottom too far back. So just make sure that they're 90 degrees to the hips and then head down. And again, once you're down there, we're going to hold this for a few breaths. So you don't want to be at the end of your extension. But if you wanted to, as we're holding it and you feel everything giving a bit more, it may be that you can widen your knees a bit more. But just tune into your body and see what feels right for you. And now breathing in, the best way to get out of this pose that I've found is coming back up onto your hands and then just walking your knees in together. Beautiful. And now if we come onto all fours, because we're going to go into swan pose. So come up onto all fours, and then we're going to bring the right knee up to the right hand and then walk the right foot across to the left side. And then the left leg walks back down the mat. So you're getting a nice stretch here. And it looks like this. Yeah. Now from here, if it's comfortable for you, so you might be feeling it on the right hand, either upper thigh or hip or glute. So heading down onto the mat, so arms folded. And then if you can take your head to the mat, but you want your hips nice and square. That's the trick here. Now, this is really good. If you've been doing a lot of sitting down or you've just got sore glutes and hamstring or lower back, this works really well to stretch all of that out. So for most of us, it's really beneficial. And just breathe into that because we're going to be here for a few breaths. We're breathing in. And as you breathe out, just slowly starting to come back up onto your arms. And then we're going back into all fours. And then we're going to bring the left knee up to the left hand and across to the right foot, across to the right side, and walking the right leg back down the mat. So you're getting that nice stretch here in the upper leg or on the glute or in the hip. And then elbows down to the elbows, just squaring off the hips so everything's even and tuning into this side. You're breathing in, and as you breathe out, just slowly coming on out of the toes, and then back onto all fours. And then bring your knees wide again, pushing back and heading down into child's pose. And just breathing into that. Noticing how your body feels now. And then from here, we're just going to come off your knees and lay down in Sphinx pose. So elbows under shoulders, arms flat on the mat, and your legs you might just want to, if you tuck them in, you're going to get more of a stretch on this lower back area. But we're going to hold it for a few breaths. So you may just want to relax them down, flatten out your feet. And looking forward with a slight chin tilt in Sphinx pose. And just ensure that your ears are away, the shoulders are away from your ears. And just tuning into you. And notice as you're lying there on the mat and breathing in and out, seeing if you can bring the breath down to your belly. And notice as you breathe through your belly, the connection to the mat. Now breathing in, and as you breathe out, just bring your elbows wide, head to the floor, and just feel your body and the mat. So get your arms comfortable, whichever position is comfortable for you. And your head may be on the side or on your chin. Just notice your body connected to the mat. The weight of your body, and feel its heaviness. Really tuning in to you and the connection to not just the mat, but the earth below. Noticing your breathing as you're breathing in and out, and your stomach is pushing into the mat as you bring the breath down into the belly. Notice your feet connected to the earth and the mat. Notice how your body feels now that you've done a bit of movement and a bit of stretching or flexibility. Notice what you're thinking now. And be okay with just being. You're lying here on the mat. Noticing the breath and your body. And I invite you to notice what you feel the most right now. It might be close up or far away. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you can't identify it. Just notice what you can feel the most right now. And I'm going to be leaving you here for a number of breaths. Just tune into your hearing. And if your mind starts to wander, just come back to what you're hearing the most right now. And then when you're ready, starting to wiggle your fingers and toes. Notice how you're feeling. Notice your breath. Come up with an intention for today, whatever that might mean for you. And just taking your time, stretch if you need to stretch, and then coming back up to the end of class. And then breathing in, bringing your arms right up high. And as you breathe out, down at your heart space. Namaste and have a lovely day.